boulder, rock, pretty neat. Hello everyone and welcome. Today, Jen and I are taking a walk at one of our favorite places just north of Trenton. This is called the Bleasdell Boulder Conservation Area, and it is a 1.5 kilometer trail that has a gigantic boulder right in the middle. So we're located just a little bit north of the 401 near Trenton, Ontario, up Highway 33. The entrance is just before a paving company, kind of hard to see when you're coming up the road, but make sure you set your GPS and you will find it. You come in through the gravel driveway into the parking lot, and immediately you can pop right out onto the trail. It's free, you don't need a pass, you can just go right on in. Now, we're going through this one in the winter, so it's actually really icy out here today, and kind of dangerous if you're not very good on your feet. Jen and I had a couple of moments where we both lost our footing, but we didn't end up on the ground, so I call that a win. It's really neat to be going over this bridge in the winter and seeing all of the water underneath it. We had an incredibly dry summer last year, and this was actually completely bone dry. There was no water here at all. Here we're coming up on the boulder itself, and it's quite a surprise when you're walking up the trail and it's just all of a sudden there in front of you, because it really feels like it doesn't belong here. This boulder, which is completely made of marble, has traveled over 40 kilometers down to this spot from up in the Madoc area. It is a sight to behold. Welcome to the Bleasdell Boulder. This is crazy. This thing is 6.5 meters tall. It's about 12.5 meters wide, and I believe it's about 9 meters across. This thing weighs 33,000 tons. It actually looks a little bit bigger right now than it normally does because it's got about 3 feet of snow on top. But it is absolutely gigantic. There's Jen standing inside the rock. Boulder, rock, pretty neat. Now she's 5'4" on a good day. Yeah, so you can tell this thing is easily 4, maybe even 5 times her height. So you can walk all the way around this thing. Let's do this now. It is a little slippery out here today. Getting down here was a little crazy. So you can see up on top. There's another little alcove here underneath. And then me tripping on the ice. Look at that. Way high up above me. This thing has always amazed me because it's in an area where there's no other rocks. It's the only one here. So if we kind of do a spin around here, you can see we're in the woods. And there's nothing else around here, but then you just have this gigantic rock sitting in the middle of nowhere. Really, really neat. It kind of baffles the mind how nature was able to push this down here with ice. So leaving the boulder, you can actually take 2 different trails back. We have this one, which is the one we took to come in, and then we have the one that Jen's going down now that is a little bit longer and goes back around to the parking lot as well. It is very, very, very slippery this time of year, though. It's currently the beginning of March. And another thing we're noticing out here is that a lot of people don't pick up after their dogs. So if you don't want to see that kind of thing, this isn't the time to come out here. Now in the spring, when this side of the trail has melted, this side is actually quite muddy. So I would actually avoid this spot in the spring a little bit if you want to be able to do the whole loop. But the other side where we came in is usually pretty good. It's basically a gravel trail all the way down. And you can get out to the boulder that way and walk back the same way as well. Right now, perfectly fine because it's all ice. But in the spring, it's a bit mucky. People seem to be bringing a lot of sunflower seeds out here, and this tree is covered in holes from woodpeckers. I just realized something off the trail, and I'm gonna go get a little bit of a closer look. It looks like somebody has started to build a shelter back here. Somebody has spent a lot of time out here stacking up all of these branches. Jen just pointed out this tree here that she thought was interesting because it's quite tall. It goes quite a ways up there, but then when you come down here, it's just hanging there. It doesn't have a bottom. It's this very, very tall tree, and somehow it's completely missing the bottom part. Now, something you're not going to be able to see out here today, but you can definitely see it once all the snow melts, is there is a rock snake up here that many, many, many people have contributed to over the years. We might be able to see a couple of the bigger ones poking out of the snow right now, but probably not. One of the best features out here is this rock snake because it's so long and it has so many different rocks with dates on them going back quite a few years. And it's nice to see that it's been somewhat maintained. People don't throw the rocks off into the woods or anything. It's really neat. I think there's a bunch of those in conservation areas all over Canada, and I'd love to go find some more of them. So this is around where the rock snake starts. You can see the date on this one says 2025, and it's adorable. But most of the rocks are smaller and they'll be underneath the snow, but they go all along the side of the trail up here. There's a bridge up here, then it starts again on the other side. We're coming up now on the other bridge. This would be the south side of the trail. Lots of snow on top of this bridge right now, all packed down, but we'll get a look off the sides up here. So continuing on from the bridge, this is definitely where the rock snake goes down the side, but you can't see any of it right now. The snowpack that we're walking on right now is probably 6 or 7, maybe even up to 8 inches thick going down to the actual trail. So covering up most of the pretty rocks that are on the side. You can hear the birds. They're saying, "Stay away from my house." And we're back to where we started. And that's it for the Bleasdell Boulder Conservation Area. I hope you all enjoyed this walk out in nature with us. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you know when our next video comes out, and we truly hope you can join us on our next adventure.